Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Lego Master, and today I'm going to be showing you the Land Rover Defender. This Land Rover Defender is modified. I will show you the original version right here on the screen. The modified version that I have created, all I did was take off these two pieces on here on the roof rack and replace it with the battery box, and then I put two light systems on here, two on the roof, and then two right on either side of the winch. And I also have an 8-inch extension wire to go from the battery box to the lights up here, because the cord on the lights only reaches to about the steering wheel. So that just helps me not have to redesign everything. So this light as well does not work, but it's just for aesthetics. So I'll start front to back. On the front there is a working winch, and you can see the detailed front. This is modeled after the actual 2020 Land Rover Defender, and this is the two-door version. Lego has only made the two-door version, but it's basically the same thing. So you have the front. It's got the two lights on either side of the winch with a working winch, and then under the hood, this piece actually can just come off, just to make it look like the engine is right underneath it. So as you open this up, the original version, you just have it like this, but I put a kickstand right here, and you can just keep the hood opened up. So under here, you've got the little wires, if you can see, that go to the lights, and the winch right here, there's a little red release lever, and you push that towards the front of the car, and then you can pull the winch forward, and if you let go of the release, then this is locked. So that way, if you have something heavy and you don't want it to keep slipping down because of gravity, then this will lock it in place. So if you push the release forward, then you can do that, and if you let go, it stops. And then to put the winch back in place, there's a gear right here, and you turn this way. It is a little slow, but that's okay. You just keep turning, and eventually it'll be in place, just like now. Yeah. So that's how that works. There is a V6 engine in the front, and that actually will work. In the front, I will open the doors. They have two opening doors, and inside, if you can kind of zoom in a little bit, you can see the inside. It's got a functional steering wheel in the front. This little knob up here, if you turn it, the steering wheel will actually turn. It has a pretty good turning radius. It's not super wide, but not super sharp, so it actually works pretty well. And then you've got, right now to neutral, you've got reverse, and then you've got drive. I'll just put that back in neutral. And you got your high gear and your low gear. And then you have your 4 gear choices. So actually this is first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear, and then go back to first gear. So that's how the gear system works. You can kind of see the wires running underneath the front seat. That's just the extension wire that runs from the wire over here all the way up to the battery box up here. And then in the back, you can sort of see that there is a bench back here. I will actually close these and show you through the windshield. Well, there are 3 back seats, so this is a 5-seater car, and you can actually push the seat forward, and that way you can access the gearbox that's directly underneath. And speaking of gearbox, it is actually the most complex gearbox that Lego has made. And for me, I build gearboxes all the time in other Lego Technic sets. So this one was not that hard to make. So I've had some friends that say it's hard, but for me, it's simple. So I'll go to the left side, so you can see this whole left side. There is a functional ladder that does go down, and you can use that to go up to the roof rack. And on the right side, there is an actual storage compartment that you lift up, and it has just a small amount of storage, but you can put some thin bricks in there, so that's not too bad. And then on the back, there is a functional door that swings to the right, but it is locked. There is a functional lock, and all you do is you turn this extra wheel or tire, you turn the spare tire and let go, and it will actually open up. And so you can see the locking mechanism as you turn this to the left. This piece right here is on a rubber band, so it gets pulled back, and then when you let go, it gets pushed forward. So yeah, and then since it's curved right here, you don't have to turn it to close it. All you do is just push, and then it's locked. You push and it's locked, and then you just do that to unlock it. You can put the seats back, and then you can see the gearbox in the back. I'll show you how the gearbox works. So right now it's in first gear, and then you shift it, and now it's in second gear, third gear, and fourth gear, and I'll go back to first gear. And on the roof rack, I'll close this. On the roof rack, you have a detachable storage container that does open, and it has a fairly good amount of room inside, and you can actually detach this mount if you want to have a flat top. You can just put that back on the little studs. And then you have two lights up here, which I will show you in a second. And then, whoops, back here you have the battery box with two wires plugged in. And then you have the steering wheel that turns. So actually, in the back, the lights that are for these, the wires are for these top lights. It's hard to see, but they run underneath the roof, because there's a little support beam inside the roof, and I just fed the wires through that. That way between the white top and the support beams, and then it attaches right here. That's the attachment, and then it runs from there and it goes up to the battery box. So on this battery box, I got this L bracket and made it to where it's a one-way switch instead of two-way switch. I cannot push it this way, but I can pull it this way and have it off. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this is off, this is on. It's fairly bright when you're in the dark, and it's pretty cool to see. So that's off and then on. So yeah, and then I'll show you how to take off the roof rack. It's very simple. With my modification, all I have to do is unplug the two lights right here, and that way those won't get yanked. And then you just pull the pegs out from the roof, and then you do the same thing back here. You have to detach, the battery box wires. You have to detach these, and then you can lift this up, and then lift this off, and then you can detach the entire roof rack. That'll just stay balanced. And then to make it even more flat top, you can take these off and then put this on the side. You can take off this blue peg that holds the battery box on. You can take out these two black pegs that hold the front of the roof rack on. You can just put those back on the mount. And so now, yes, these are hanging out, but you can put them down like that and make them more discreet, and do that as well to just sort of hide it a little bit more. And then you can steer, and yeah. Oh, I will show you how the engine works as well.
I'm going to cut this out one thing, because I'm going to put this back on. So. Yeah, it's stuck in here, so and me. Check out the lights.
So now I put the roof rack back on and I've opened the hood, and you can see the engine now. And so now I'm going to shift it into drive, and I'm going to shift into low gear and first gear. So I'm in drive now, I'm in low gear and first gear. I'm going to leave this door open. So now you can see that it actually does function, and the pistons can move, which is kind of awesome. I actually think it's really neat to see that work. So right now it's actually in reverse, so I'll shift it into drive, and now it's in low gear. So that's how that works, and then I'll shift it to high gear. So yeah, it's pretty fun to play with. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, please comment down below what you liked best, and please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.